In this lesson, I'm going to show you how to form the present perfect and when to use it. But before we get started, it's good to know that in the English language there are regular and irregular verbs, and it is advisable to study the most commonly used irregular verbs. Now take a look at these sentences. I have painted the door yellow. They have paid for dinner themselves. Both the sentences are in the present perfect tense. How to form the present perfect? First, let's have a look at the regular verbs. For the regular verbs, we use the auxiliary verb to have and the past participle. You can make the past participle by adding ed to the infinitive form of the verb. Now let's have a closer look at it. I have worked there. You have worked there. He, she, it has worked there. We have worked there. You have worked there. They have worked there. For the irregular verbs, we use the auxiliary verb to have and the past participle. But for the irregular verbs, the past participle has a unique present perfect form. Take a look at the examples. I have built the shed with my own two hands. The infinitive form of the verb is to build with a D. She has bought some flowers at the market. The infinitive form of the verb is to buy. Now, let's have a look of the present perfect in negative sentences. To form the negative, simply add not after the auxiliary verb. We may also use contractions haven't or hasn't. Look at the examples. They have not played. They haven't played. The verb is regular. They have not found the restaurant yet. They haven't found the restaurant yet. The verb is irregular. Now let's have a look of the present perfect in questions. So we use the auxiliary verb plus subject plus past participle. Look at the examples. In the first case, the verb is regular, whereas in the second case, it's irregular. Now, let's have a look at the present perfect in use. We use the present perfect for actions that started in the past and continue up to the present. For example, he has worked in a hotel for 5 years. This implies that he started work in a hotel 5 years ago and he's still there. We use the present perfect to talk about a past action that has visible results in the present. For example, he has broken his arm. He can play tennis. We use the present perfect for actions that happened at an unstated time in the past. The action is more important than the time when it happened. For example, she has visited Italy 3 times. When? We don't know. We use the present perfect to talk about experiences. For example, I have been abroad 3 times. We also use the present perfect tense with time expressions. For, ever, never, just, already, yet, and since. For homework, you will have 2 exercises. Exercise number 2 and 5 at page 84. If you are still unclear about anything or you have any further question, please do not hesitate to contact me.